Hi, everyone. Today, I want to tell you a story about me, a story that makes me feel entangled and regretful now. I am 33 years old this year and have been married to my husband for 8 years. We were classmates in junior high school and came from the same village. We now have a son and a daughter. It is said that life is quite stable, and there is no major emotional conflict between my husband and me. But this kind of life that is as plain as boiled water often makes me feel depressed and breathless. My husband and I started working in a textile factory. He is 2 years older than me. At that time, although my husband looked simple and didn't talk much, I found that he had a spirit of not admitting defeat. No matter what he does, he is very serious. As long as he is determined, he will go all the way, move forward bravely, and never regret it. I felt at the time that although he looked honest, he knew it in his heart. It was because of his ruthlessness that I decided to marry him later. In all these years of marriage, my husband has really not let me suffer any hardship, but I have enjoyed a lot of happiness. He takes care of all the housework, washing and cooking. Sometimes when he is not at home, I can sleep until I wake up naturally every morning, and my mother-in-law will make breakfast or buy it and put it at my bedside. Usually, my mother-in-law helps to take care of the children, and I just need to give them some spiritual guidance. My husband and mother-in-law try all kinds of ways to make me happy, but I still do things that let them down. At the beginning, I was very scared, afraid that the matter would be exposed. But after so many years, I gradually got used to this sneaky life. Now think about it. I really shouldn't have done that. In the first few years of marriage, we worked together in the textile factory of his sister's family. My husband's work is very hard, but he doesn't make much money. He wants to be a leader, and I have advised him many times to give up this job and find a better way out. But no matter what I say, he won't listen. He told me that he believed he could make a big career in the textile industry. His sister could open a textile factory, so could he, and he could make it bigger and stronger. He also asked me to believe in him. I know my husband is a person who will not turn back until he hits a wall, but there has been no improvement in that job. Maybe he is too rigid and does not understand the ways of the world. He just works hard. As a result, within a few years, I became the workshop director, but he was still an ordinary worker. After having a son and a daughter, we discussed with my mother-in-law that my mother-in-law would take care of the children, my husband would take care of the housework, and I would concentrate on my career. Not long after, my husband suddenly left the textile factory. Later, he worked on the construction site for a few years, and slowly he started to take on jobs himself. Later, he became a small foreman. Since then, my husband is busier and busier, but the family's financial conditions have been much better. I have always been in charge of the family's financial power. It was also from that time that I saw him less and less. At first, he could go home every day, but later he oft unwaited until I fell asleep and came back at 2 or 3 in the morning and went out again at 7 or 8 in the morning. Now, he often stays out all night. He said that he often had to work overtime at night for engineering projects and asked me to stay at home and enjoy my life. I actually understand him very well. When the children are on vacation, he will take our family out for a trip to relax. In theory, I should have nothing to complain about such a life. But after a long time, I was the only one left at home at night. I couldn't help feeling lonely in such a big house. I suddenly felt that life was terribly dull, as if I had lost all the fun. Every day was like flowing water, slipping away silently without even someone to talk to. People always have a limit to their tolerance. I really couldn't stand this kind of life without any waves. Just 5 years ago, I cheated on my partner, a fitness coach who was 8 years younger than me. At first, we just chatted online, but slowly, I looked forward to chatting with him every day. I felt that my life was a little colorful only when I chatted with him. Later, we met in real life. The fitness coach was very sunny and handsome, with 8 abdominal muscles, and he was very sweet and good at coaxing people. I told him that I was in my 30s, but he said that I looked like 18 years old. He also said that he was deeply attracted by my temperament from the first time he saw me. That feeling went deep into his bones and he loved me at first sight. When I heard it, although I couldn't believe it in my heart, I was still very happy. I told him again that I was a wife with a husband, children, and a family, and asked him what he liked about me. He said that there didn't need to be too many reasons to like someone, and he had never had that feeling before, and he was sure that I was the one he wanted to protect for the rest of his life. When I heard it, I was very happy, but I didn't show it on the surface. I told him that if he liked me, he could only be my lover, and he must never let my husband know about his existence, and asked him if he was willing. He said yes without even thinking about it. Since then, we have become lovers. He gave me many beautiful promises, and I was completely trapped. Since then, the fitness coach who is really good at that is no joke. There is no way to compare with my husband. Every time it takes an hour to do it. Every time I beg for mercy and ask him to let me go. He will let me go. I have been very happy. My life seems to have changed all of a sudden. It is no longer monotonous and boring. Every day is like bathing in the spring breeze and full of sunshine. It is like being alive again. The whole day is no longer lifeless, but energetic every day. Even my husband asked me why I was so happy recently. Until now, my husband still doesn't know about this. The financial power of the family is still in my hands, and my husband has always trusted me. But now I have also figured it out. My husband and I are the ones who accompany each other for life. Although my fitness coach and I have liked each other, this kind of relationship is not open to the public. So I want to separate from the fitness coach before my husband finds out, return to the family, and pretend that nothing has happened. So I broke up with the fitness coach, but he disagreed and asked me for a breakup fee of 500,000 yuan, saying that this is a hard condition. I got angry at that time and scolded him for spending hundreds of thousands of my money in the past few years, and he should not be ungrateful. As a result, he said that if he didn't give me the breakup fee, he would let me divorce and be with him. Otherwise, he would tell my husband about our affairs. I know that he said this in anger. He is usually very timid. I have been with him for so long and I know his temper. But I am also afraid that he will really do something out of the ordinary because of a momentary impulse. To be honest, my husband and I have made a lot of money over the years. It is not impossible to come up with the 500,000 breakup fee, but this is obviously extortion. How could I give it to him? He is going too far. I am mainly worried that my husband will know about this. I really dare not think about the consequences. I really regret it now. I wanted to pull back from the brink and end all this absurdity quickly, but unexpectedly I got into a whole lot of trouble. I am very entangled now. I don't know how to solve this matter perfectly and get everything back on track. I really hope that someone can give me some advice so that I can get rid of this predicament and return to a normal life.